We are the Alcoholic Chorus, and we are making a presentation based on 1 John 4:18.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
There's no fear in love, the scriptures do say. Did the scriptures ever experience our kind of day? Classes and practice and deadlines just passed. Amid all these worries, our kindness comes last. So our theme is akahaia, which is kindness, which we have learned today is very important, and that God expects us to behave with all the time. And that's really easy. But both Jason and Mrs. Patty have talked about accountability and vulnerability. And so we're going to talk about times when we have been afraid to be kind, or we have thought we didn't have enough time to be kind. So Jason, can you relate to this? You're a pastor, and you're sitting in your office, and you have 100 emails to write. And you have an hour to write your 100 emails to catch up with all your work, which is kind of sometimes the way it's like in our office. Then Mrs. Patty sticks her head in the door and says, "Do you have 10 minutes?" And then Mr. Reza calls on the phone, and that takes 10 minutes. And then I have to go get a cup of coffee, and that takes 15 minutes. And then I have to go see the headmaster, and that takes 10 minutes. And so I have left for my emails 5 minutes. And the next person who comes to my door, and the next person who comes to my door, I'm going to look very unkindly at, because she is taking my last 5 minutes. And then she tells me that her grandmother's sick, or asks us to pray over her. And if I've looked unkindly at her, if I have not been akahai to everybody who comes to my door, then I have not done God's will. Mrs. Nichols.
One day after court, after I kicked the other lawyer's butt, I got in a shouting match. Boy, it became quite a scene. My kindness went right out of the window. When all was done, I was so angry, and God's love was not in my mind. Trevor, you want to tell us about the time you got in a little fight?
Well, one day, I was just sitting there at school. Give or take a couple of things that I don't recall. A kid comes up to me in the face. Well, after that, you don't want to be very kind of him. Now, would you?
No.
That's my story.
Thank you, Trevor.
Ian, you want to come tell us about the first time you got braces?
Well, the first time I got braces, pretty tense. People started calling me Metal Mouth and Brace Face, and I didn't really know how to handle it. So one day I had enough, and one kid comes up and calls me Brace Face, and I didn't react to kind of that. I pretty much kicked his butt. Okay,
Tell us about that time you had a fight with your friend.
and I got dropped.
And your kindness was gone. Okay.
So our last song. There's no fear in love, the scriptures do say. Did the scriptures ever experience our kind of day? Classes and practice and